Pregame.com.
Welcome back. Pregame.tv. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin. Last of 4 videos. Stay in the NFL. San Francisco at home. Brand new Levi's Stadium taking on the 3-0 Philadelphia Eagles, who make the long trek out west. 4.5 Niners favored. And Dave Cokin, this is a Niner team that if they just play the first half, they're good.
You know what? Maybe it's something in the water in the region. Because earlier we talked about California.
Good call.
And the success they've had in the first half, just dominating teams in college football this year, and they can't play a fourth quarter. 49ers have been the NFL version of that.
Yep.
They've been tremendous in the first half. In back-to-back games, they have just gotten dismantled in the second half. The Bears, and last week the Arizona Cardinals. And, you could kind of see it once because it's going to happen to teams from every now and then, but a bit alarming that it happened again last week, and they just got overrun in the second half by Arizona.
I am impressed the way Drew Stanton hung in there because he got crushed
a couple
times. Yeah.
Yep. So the 49ers have got some problems right now. And look, I don't know. I don't know whether it's having an impact or not, but the rumors are out there. Whether they want to deny them or not, the rumors are out there that Jim Harbaugh
going to Michigan
and ownership might not be on the same page right now, and the Michigan job might open because Brady Hoke's struggling. We're not trying to fire Hoke before he gets fired, but if he doesn't turn things around and beat Ohio State, I think they're probably going to make a change in Ann Arbor. Harbaugh is a natural for that job, and I think it's fair to say Michigan has the money.
Exactly.
To attract them, okay? They'll spend whatever it takes. But in the meantime, he's the coach of the 49ers, and he's got to get this team on the right page. This is a really, really big game for this team. The Eagles have been the opposite of the Giants. The Eagles can't play the first half, but they play such a frenetic pace. They are wearing teams out in the second half and absolutely taking advantage of them after halftime. So the speed mode, that warp speed mode that Chip Kelly wants to play, evidently, it kind of works because the Eagles still haven't lost a football game, despite the fact that I'd say they haven't exactly been dominant.
No doubt. I got to give Foles credit for hanging in there after Baker knocks him on his butt.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Shady McCoy, not a good game at all. 19 carries, 22 yards, whatever that was. But big-time step up by Jeremy Maclin. A lot of people didn't know if he was going to be able to come all the way back.
Yeah, and the fact is the Eagles are convinced. They are convinced. And when a team believes in itself mentally, boy, they get tough to beat. They're convinced that they're going to be the best second-half team and fourth-quarter team on the field because they're in better condition than everybody else. I don't know that that's not the case. I mean, if you watch the pace of these games that they've been in so far, they simply are better conditioned than their opponents at this point in the season. And now they're facing a team that hasn't played a good second half yet. But that doesn't mean that won't be the case this week. The 49ers have got to focus on playing 60 minutes this week.
No doubt. Meanwhile, for Philly, though, Mathis out, Kelsey out. I mean, the offensive line banged up. Probably going to miss linebacker Michael Kendricks. That's a loss as well. Vernon Davis, who missed last week and may have been a blessing in disguise because Stevie Johnson got into the offense. Yeah. 9 questions. Now you get Davis back. That could help Kaepernick.
Well, and Kaepernick played really well in the first half last week. And the other thing I'll say is this. The Arizona Cardinals might just be that good. Arizona's loaded. And Pagano's really, Bruce Arians rather, is really building something in the desert. That was a comment that a friend of mine on Twitter posted exactly that in a little private message to me. He says he's really building something in the desert, and I think that's accurate. So I'm not going to put all that much into the San Francisco losses to Chicago in last week's loss to Arizona. I still think this is a good football team. I'm not ready to write them out of the playoffs just yet.
There you go. All right, well, Dave Cokin, this is your play. Let's go ahead and make it official. San Fran -4.5 at home against Philadelphia.
All right, how about we go 2 for the price of none here? I'm going to make 2 plays in this game, 2 recommendations. One is the full game on the 49ers, but based on what we've seen out of the teams and their approaches over the first few weeks of NFL action, I think you can make a good case that maybe the better bet in this game, but certainly one that's worth considering, is the 49ers minus the points in the first half. I haven't seen that number yet, but we'll estimate it's going to be probably in the 3 neighborhood. I think it's going to be a shade higher. You know, the game's 4.5, so you can say, well, it's going to be 2 or 2.5. I think based on what we've seen, we might see a little bit of a shade on the 49ers in the first half. So I'll call it 49ers -3, and if it's less than that, good. The 49ers haven't had a problem with the first half. The Eagles have had a lot of problems in the first half. So just off the obvious, and maybe the obvious isn't the best way to play, but sometimes it is. I think the 49ers do have an edge early, and the 49ers have to have a real sense of urgency coming into this game. They're in trouble if they lose this football game. The Eagles, I'm not going to say they're going to relax, but the fact is they're unbeaten, and they're in a lousy division. They're in pretty good shape already to make the playoffs. And again, let down possibly? Yeah, why not? They're off a big divisional win against the Redskins. It could happen. It's a long trip, and they're not 100%. I think the 49ers will win this football game. I don't think it's the greatest play in the world laying the points because it could be close. But I do, with less than a touchdown, to me, you still have to find the winner of the football game. I think it's the 49ers. So there you go. 2 plays in 1. 49ers first half, 49ers full game.
And Coach, so the last couple of weeks, a lot of talk after the game that the Niners got jobbed with a couple bad penalties, and then Anquan Bolden added to that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Is there a game where somebody's not getting jobbed? Sorry, the NFL officiating sucks. It just does.
Right.
Okay, we've seen this since the advent of since instant replay first came on the scene. We started finding out how many calls these guys missed. I do think they're lousy at their job, quite frankly. I mean, that's, you know, it's harsh to say that. I know it's a difficult job, but part of the reason they're lousy at their job is they're my age. Get some younger people out there. This is not, I'm not making this up. This is as of 2 years ago. Maybe it's changed a little bit. As of 2 years ago, the youngest on-field official, I'm not talking referee, I'm talking any official, line judge, side judge, any of those guys, the youngest guy in the league was 39. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's tough.
That's ridiculous. It is. To have, and that's the problem with when you have part-time officials. All you're going to get is guys who make a lot of money at their other jobs where they're well established. You're not going to get young guys because they got to work 40 hours, maybe 60 hours a week to put bread on the table. That's why you got all these bankers and stuff working on. So it's a stupid setup for a multi-billion-dollar league. You got these part-time geezers my age out there. It's absolutely inane. And fix it.
And you can tell which one of the casinos out here have union cocktail waitresses, too.
Yeah, and they look as ridiculous in those uniforms as these guys do in those stripes, okay?
No doubt about it. Hey, word out. Nick Pavetta just retired. That's incredible.
I know.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
Methuselah's up for, I think he's still, yeah, okay.
Hey, listen, always having fun. All right, that's the fourth of 4 videos, but you get 5 plays. As Dave said, 2 for the price of none. I haven't heard that in a long time. That is good stuff. So he gives you San Fran first half, San Fran game against Philadelphia. Looks for the Niners to rebound at Levi Stadium. We'll have some more videos for you next week, including Major League Baseball playoffs. That's right. This is one of the sharpest baseball guys I know. Make sure that he has a baseball playoff game for you. We'll do it all next week. Have an awesome weekend. Hope all your games turn out well. So far, we're 6-2. We'll try and keep it going this week. We'll be back next week. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin, pregame, pregame.tv.